In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the sculpting tools, how to play around with it, explore fall off. But the first thing is, let's switch over to our landscape and take a look at our tool sets. So we can see here, we have a new panel on the left-hand side. I'm just going to increase the size of this so I can see more of the space I'm going to be working with. And the very first thing that we have is our sculpt tool, but we have a few others. We have the erase, we have smooth, we have ramp, we have some erosion tools. There's quite a bit to work with. I'll cover a little bit about the most important ones here. If we zoom in, take a look at our screen, we have this little brush area here, this dark gray with the two white lines. We can adjust the size of this, we can make it larger, we can adjust the fall off so the inner smaller circle disappears. We can reduce that down so that it's more like solid, more sharp. We can adjust the tool strength as well. This increases how much of a push or pull we have on the actual train itself. I can just go ahead, I'll click a few times actually. Here, give me a second. And we can see how that creates an outline into the ground, and that's what our full tool strength with a 0 fall off is going to look like. If I do the opposite and set it to like complete fall off, there's a huge difference. I'm pressing the exact same number of times, and then I can do it again, go down to about half, 0.5, and we'll do the same number of clicks again. This is how different effects can be created using the same brush tools. It's just changing the settings and how you interact with it. As an artist, you got to kind of explore how the different effects of your tools, of your brushes, whether you have hard strokes or softer strokes, change the way that your landscape occurs. Now we're going to play around a little bit more with this. We're going to take a look at our brush fall off actual options here. So we have our default option. Clicking the same amount of times, we're going to get the same effect as our middle one from before. Switching to a flat top, we do the same number of presses. It's a bit more pointed. Our rounded option is a little bit more bubbly, and then our pinch tool actually creates almost a single focused point there. I'm going to take a quick close-up. We see this one's rounded just like before at a 0.5 fall off, or sorry, 100% fall off. And we're just going through bubbly. We have a little point there. Great. Let's adjust this down to 0.5 now and see how it affects us that way. So same thing, we've seen this one before, but if we click same number of times, we get a little bit of a plateau there with a nice round, smooth round. This one, we get another plateau. It's a flat top and then a straight, a linear descent from there onwards. Our bubbly one's going to look not too different from our previous one, just a little bit more extruded. And our pinch one's going to look quite a bit different, where we now have full fall off in that center circle. So this one rounded, same as before. Moving to the next one, 100% flat on the top with a linear descent down to the edges. This one's bubbly, looks almost like you want to like a button. And then this one has that flat top there, but you can see the slight curve going up to that top around it. Now we're just going to move over to the side here. We're going to play around with our brushes here. You can actually click and hold it and just kind of move your mouse, drag your mouse along to create geometrical shape. You can adjust the tool strength, adjust the fall off to however you need. I'm just going to go to town here, create a couple almost like a mountainous area here. Use the flat tool, give it a little bit of shape on the top. Do the same thing to the other side here, and we have almost like a little canyon there in between them. I'm going to actually use the ramp tool here in a second to create some geometry stretching in between them here. So I'll click the ramp. When you have the ramp tool selected, select 2 points that you want to bridge between. So that's our first, that'll be our second, and you can see a white outline going there. Press enter and you can create the geometry in between them just like that. You can change the settings for this ramp. You can make it wider, you can make it smoother. There's fall off for the ramp as well. If you want to move the points, click another location. Make sure to select the point you want to move first. Hit enter again, and there we go. Just like that, we have extra geometry. We have a bridge between the two sections of land. Switching over to our erosion. This is kind of a natural tool for us to create realistic landscapes for us. Here I'm just going to town with this geometrical erosion tool. It's supposed to simulate the effects of earth shifting over time. Earth shifting over time, maybe cause of earthquakes, just gravity in general, and it creates a very mountainous shape there for us. We can almost immediately start to see this looks like a mountain that you want to climb, or a cliff that you can climb. Uh, Imagine making massive like the BC mountains, or Mount Rushmore, stuff like that. I don't know, but you can pass along here. You can do some smoothing, make it a little bit easier on the eyes, not too rough, not too jagged. Makes it much easier to work with. We can always go in and add some more detail later, just smooth it off. And on the other side, I'm going to demonstrate how the hydro erosion works. Now this one is not geometrical, this one is to simulate the effects of rainfall and how that alters the terrain. So you can actually use this to great effect on ramps and already sloped surfaces to simulate how rain kind of trickles down and erodes at that ground there. You can just go to town around, go to the top of the surface. You can actually create little pits there, little almost mini lakes or ponds using this. And once again, you can go ahead and use the smooth tool to kind of flatten this out, make it easier on the eyes. And I'm gonna actually, this is too much, I'm gonna lower it down to a lower tool strength, something that's easier, doesn't change the geometry too much, and smooth it out. Make it look more natural, and you can see it doesn't have that harsh descent, it just has a slight sloping around the edge, and it looks real nice. It's not sharp and plateauy like the other one, or like when we're not smoothing. And the hydro tool, actually, I mentioned, it works well on slopes, so you can go ahead and use it on your other side to create this roughness, this natural roughness into your surface, and it looks a lot more like a mountain like this. And you can do a second pass with a smooth tool, put your smooth tool strength very low and just go through here, and it looks like a mountain. So I would encourage you all to explore how to use these different tools and just have fun with them.